Who wins a shootout between you and Steph?
Probably Steph.
Caitlin Clark dragged into ex-Liberty Stars' response to Stephen A. Smith's Stephen Curry claim. Whenever Caitlin Clark and Stephen Curry's names pop up in the same sentence, people's minds sprint straight to what Curry himself said about the whole comparison saga. He didn't shy away from the obvious parallels, like her range, her fearlessness, the sheer difficulty of the shots she makes. He saw himself in those moments. But then, with the wisdom of a man who's seen one too many next Steph Curry headlines, he added an overlooked truth. I think the comparison, almost robs her of the rest of her game, he said, reminding folks that Clark isn't a one-trick long-range pony. She orchestrates plays, stacking near triple-doubles almost every day, and basically runs the floor.
Release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot it's like that, it's at that level.
There's been a lot of talk about Caitlin Clark being an amazing shooter and just someone we're watching. Have you spoken to her? Do you know her? What do you think?
I've been watching from afar,
Yeah.
and understanding just how much of a power she is out there on the court. The cool part is the way that she plays and her range and the level of difficulty on her shots is obviously a very close comparison to the way that I play.
I was going to say Caitlin Clark's been compared to you.
Yeah, but I think it almost robs her of like the rest of her game because she's such a good floor, she has her overall, floor game. She's racking up, close to triple doubles every night, and her shooting ability is, it's her superpower, but the rest of her game is as polished as that, and so it's must-see TV. And I love what it is done for women's basketball in terms of when she shows up, the seats are filled, and her range, her three-point shooting overall, her flair for testing her range every night and knowing that the other team's going to try to take it away. And she's fearless. No shot is a bad shot, and when you can shoot it as well as she can, she just adds another element of surprise that you can't really game plan for because it's so kind of just unseen. And once she crosses half court, she's within her range. It's always a threat. Biggest thing is how she balances that and her playmaking ability to get everybody else involved.
Curry's message was clear. Close comparisons are there, but let's not cram her brilliance into his mold. Still, that hasn't stopped people from spotting Curry-level impact in her performances. And sure enough, after her recent clash with the Liberty, the echoes returned louder than ever. Clark dropped 32 points, grabbed 8 rebounds, and dished out 9 assists. And then there were the threes, 7 of them, and they were not just any threes. 3 of them came from beyond 30 feet, and altogether, her triples traveled a staggering 199 feet. Enter ex-Liberty player Rebecca Lobo, who's jumped on the Curry-Clark bandwagon as well. Talking to Stephen A. Smith on ESPN First Take, she said, "You were talking about Steph Curry and saying he's the greatest shooter God ever created. On Saturday, Caitlin Clark looked like that for the WNBA. Last year, she was the best guard in the league. She's certainly the most exciting and fun player to watch right now." Smith, for his part, would definitely agree. After all, he's been calling her the Steph Curry of women's basketball for some time now. Now, their comparisons did not begin when Clark entered the pros.
Stephen, it's funny because I was listening to your last segment where you were talking about Steph Curry and you said he's the greatest shooter God ever created. On Saturday, Caitlin Clark certainly looked like that for the WNBA in terms of what she was able to do. As a player, she finished last year 4th in MVP voting. This is a player this year is second favorite right now in MVP, right behind Nafisa Collier. Last year she was the best guard in the league. So, in terms of the context of the history of the league, time will tell. but in terms of the impact she has had both on and off the court and one season plus, it's certainly right up there. We were talking with our crew after the game. We got at least 10 more years of watching Caitlin in her absolute prime, and it's so exciting. It's so fun to watch her. She's certainly the most exciting player, certainly the most fun player to watch in the league right now, and we're just going to see kind of her legacy continue to grow as she has more performances like we saw on Saturday, and again, time will show how long is it going to take her to get that Indiana Fever team to a WNBA champion.
Back in his Davidson days, Steph Curry was already cashing in on threes, dropping 162 threes in the 2007-08 season and making defenders sweat from half court. Fast forward to the Hawkeyes versus Penn State in the Big Ten quarterfinals last year, and Caitlin Clark left Steph's record in the dust, swishing her 163rd and 164th triples, wrapping the season at 164 three-pointers. And while Stephen Curry reigned supreme as the NBA's all-time leading three-point shooter, hoisting 4,058 threes so far, Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA and led the league as a rookie with 122 made threes. Out of those, she nailed 17 from 30 to 40 feet, while Curry had 24 in his comparable NBA season. This year, she's attempting a hefty 3.6 threes per game, tops in the WNBA. Her range? Insane, as she is shooting 45.5% on 11 attempts from 30-plus feet, a zone only the bravest dare attempt. Compare that to Curry's 47% career rate from 30 to 40 feet, and the gap isn't as wide as you'd think. But their impact isn't just in the points they rack up, it's in how they have bent the game and survived the circus that comes with it. As Mike Breen said, she's doing rating-wise for the WNBA what Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Steph Curry have been doing for the NBA. And just like Curry, for Clark, that popularity came with its own challenges. Their welcome to the league moment wasn't exactly a red carpet. Both walked in as first-round picks, only to be greeted with tough defense, hard fouls, trash talk, and hot takes. That's where Steve Kerr stepped in with a comparison not many have made. I think it's a rite of passage for young players, whether it's the WNBA or the NBA. The other players are going to test you. Caitlin reminds me a lot of Steph Curry. So, doesn't it make sense why both are so humble? It would have been fascinating to see Caitlin Clark take part in the three-point shootout against Stephen Curry last year. There was talk of a potential NBA versus WNBA matchup featuring Curry and his longtime Splash brother Klay Thompson, who now play for the Dallas Mavericks, facing off against Clark and New York Liberty guard Sabrina Ionescu. In the end, the contest became a one-on-one battle between Ionescu and Curry, with Curry narrowly winning by a score of 29-26. Now, Clark herself has given her take on who will win the contest if she were to go head-to-head against the Golden Boy. In a recent interview with FanSided, Clark was asked if she could beat the two-time MVP in a shootout. The 23-year-old was very humble in her response, giving credit to Curry. "Probably Steph," Clark said. "I would be happy just to be there." Then, when she was told that she could probably outshoot LeBron James right now, she didn't take the bait. "I don't know about that," she replied.
Who wins a shootout between you and Steph?
Probably Steph. I would just be happy to be there, though.
You probably could outshoot LeBron right now.
I don't know about that.
After this video, people going crazy on over X. Someone said she could easily outshoot Liahood, LMAO why she being nice, that nigga brick. And others said she'd beat Steph right now. Jansen said the women's ball is smaller, same size rim. I'll take Clark for that reason alone. She has the advantage. King said, this why people cool with her, she's humble not like Sid over there. Others say, okay, that's it, I love Caitlin Clark. She's attractive inside and out. OJ said, man, I love CC bro, meet a bro. Someone said, she knows Braun can shoot that. Lock this comment what he said. Angel, why are you only asking CC this question and not me? The reason people watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that. These people are going crazy over X. Now get down in comment section and tell us what you're thinking about this CC comment on LeBron and Stephen Curry. And don't forget like and subscribe for daily updates.